Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of This Old Cook. Today we're going to be making good old English toad in the hole with homemade sausages. We make our own sausages, but you can use supermarket sausages, or better still, go to the butchers and buy some of their sausages. If you ever happen to be near Massam in North Yorkshire, there's a butcher's there called Beavers who make some award-winning sausages, and they are damn good. Not as good as ours, because we make our own, but they're good all the same. So I'll also show you how I make my Yorkshire pudding batter, and it works every time. There's 1,000 recipes for Yorkshire batter and how to make it and so on, but you maybe not have tried this method before. So stay tuned and you'll see exactly what I do. Right, so in the pan we've got 4 sausages. I'll tell you how big the pan is because folks like specifics. The pan is internal dimensions, you can't take into account the handles. Inside is 30 centimeters, widthways is 22 centimeters, and it's 4.5 centimeters deep. So in there as well, I've got a little drop of vegetable oil. Now, it used to be made in the old days with dripping, when my mum used to make it. And by dripping, I mean when you're roasting the meat, into the pan underneath would drop all the fat from the meat that you roasted, and then you would cook your Yorkshire puddings and so on in that. But today we're just using some vegetable oil, rapeseed oil, because it's quite healthy. I suggest you don't use olive oil, like extra virgin olive oil, because the oven's going to be on like 220 degrees Celsius, and it will smoke, it will burn, and it won't be that pleasant. So just use some rapeseed oil. If you want to use beef dripping or lard or whatever, then please do, because it would just be like fantastic. So that's that bit. And the next step, we go on to making the batter. Now, the way we make this batter, you may not have made it this way before, but I guarantee it works if you follow these steps every single time. Right, so this is how this is going to work. In the jug, you can see I've cracked 3 eggs. The eggs are the control for this, so everything else works around it. You have to do it by volume. You can't do it by weight or any other measurement. It doesn't matter. It's kind of a ratio, with the eggs being the control. It's just one of those things. So here I have 200 milliliters of eggs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add enough whole milk and take it up to 400 milliliters. And there we go, that's 400 milliliters. So you see how it works now. It's just equal amounts, not by weight or anything else, but by volume, with the eggs being the control. I've put the oven on to preheat at 220 degrees Celsius, but with no fan. I've only got top heat and bottom heat. If your oven doesn't do that, then by all means use fan, but reduce the heat to 200 degrees Celsius, not 220, because otherwise it's not going to work too well for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour this into another jug I've got here. I'm going to wash this jug and I'm going to use it to put the flour in. So back in a moment. So now I've washed the jug out and dried it, I'm going to add some plain flour, or if you're in America, all-purpose flour, to the same mark as the eggs, which is 200 milliliters. But you still can't wait. It's got to be by volume. Give it a little shake. Okay. So what's that? 150. Bit more. Ah, bit too much. Take some out. This is the important bit, really. You've got to kind of get this right. So yeah, that's about 200. The same volume as the eggs and the milk. So what I'm going to do add is a few little shakes of salt. That's it. Now that's ready to make into the batter. Meanwhile, the oven's heating up to 220, and then I'm going to put the sausages in for 10 minutes. When I put the sausages in, I'm going to mix up the batter using my trusty Kenwood mixer. You don't need no fancy mixer. I bought this when it was on offer in Tesco's for 10 quid. You don't need a £200 blender, mixer, whatever for this. This is fine. So I hope you can see this all right. I've just taken the sausages out. They've been in 10 minutes. That's all. So what I'm going to do is pour the batter around the sausages. You only want the batter to come about halfway up the sausages. So that works out about perfect for this. So I'm going to pop this back in the oven. The single most important thing to remember is do not open the oven until it's cooked. It's going to take about 25 minutes. Don't open the oven. If you open the oven, it's all going to collapse on you. So I'm going to bob it in the oven now, and then 25 minutes later, we'll come back. I'll take it out of the oven and you can see where it's at. As I said, if it fails, I'll show you. But I almost guarantee you, almost, that it's going to work. Not only for this, but for standard Yorkshire puddings or anything like that. It works. It does work. Trust me. So I'm going to bob it in the oven. We'll come back in 25 minutes. Okay. It's been 25 minutes and I'm going to get it out of the oven. And whatever it looks like, you're going to see it. If it's flat as a pancake, you'll see it. I don't think it will be. Like, I've not checked. Honest. Well, it looks all right. And I've got to tell you that actually it's bloody lovely. What do you think about that? And it worked. There's no, I didn't do anything different to what I showed you. I used the right measurements as I showed you. And if you make it that way, using my method, I guarantee it'll work. It will just work. Honest. I promise. So what I'm going to do now is get this all dished up. The bottom's lovely and crispy here. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. And if you want, you can like, you can subscribe. It's free. So I'll see you on the next one.